7 people shot near Lexington Legends Stadium. Legends cancel Saturday doubleheader. For anybody watching this video who doesn't know who the Legends are, they're a baseball team, and this video is the most American video I've ever made because we have two American traditions in one: baseball and mass shootings. We just can't seem to let it go. For anybody watching my channel or who's been watching my channel, you know that Kentucky has been acting up lately. So go check out the mass shooting video I did about the police officers, the 4 cops who were shot in Allen, Kentucky, the mass shooting at the homeless shelter I did one day ago in Henderson, Kentucky, and the shooting at the state fair in Kentucky. I'm not trying to demonize the state. I'm trying to vilify the entire nation of the United States because we allow too many guns to permeate and we allow too many people to be hurt by such a preventable thing: gun violence. So this article was written for Lex18.com. This was published on August 27, 2022. Police are investigating a shooting near Wild Health Field after multiple people were taken to the hospital early Saturday morning. A shots fired call came in just before 2 a.m. at 207 Legends Lane, the address for the stadium where the Lexington Legends play. According to police, 7 people were found with gunshot wounds at the scene. And this is not a national tragedy. This is not something that will make headline news. This is not something put at the beginning of CNN when they start their broadcast. It's not, because to Americans, this is normal. This isn't something we care about, especially if the people don't die. Nobody died, so it's not a big deal, right? I mean, this doesn't happen in Canada. This doesn't happen in France. This doesn't happen in the UK, but in America, it's normal. We're a third world nation. We allow so many other Americans to get hurt or killed every day by preventable gun violence because we worship the Second Amendment. All of them were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. There's no such thing as non-life-threatening injuries. There are only life-changing injuries, because every time somebody is shot, that is a traumatic event. You don't know if they'll need permanent physiological, psychological help. You don't know if they'll be paralyzed, if they'll need amputations, or if they'll succumb to their injuries later and die. And you also don't know if the people, because America does not have actual universal health care to take care of its citizens, if these people will now be drowning in debt from hospital bills or constant medical attention because of this preventable injury that was done to them. It's sad, it's sick that we allow so many Americans to go through this, and we waste so many tax dollars on this. All the money that we pay to police to try to prevent this, all the money we pay to the hospitals to try to deal with injuries of war every day from people who are shot. It's sad and embarrassing. All right, this is an ongoing investigation, and anyone with any information on the shooting is encouraged to contact Lexington Police. In a social media post, the Lexington Legends said they're cooperating with Lexington Police to assist in their investigation of the shooting. The Legends have also announced their cancellation of Saturday's doubleheader against the Genomes. The game had been scheduled for 4:35 p.m. You know what's sad? There are probably more people who are upset they couldn't watch the Legends play, possibly, if they're even good or if they have fans. I don't know. I don't watch baseball and I don't care. But let's say, presumably, the Legends have fans. There are more American fans who are upset that the Legends can't play than there was a mass shooting in their city. Because this is how Americans think. They think, well, this is normal or this is abnormal, somebody getting shot. Who's ever heard of that in America? People have this cognitive dissonance or this actual facade over their eyes or their brain to cancel out all the negativity that's actually happening in the United States due to gun violence. And they just say, oh, ain't that a bitch? I can't watch the Legends play and drink a beer and eat a hot dog. Ain't that something? In a statement, the Lexington Legends said, "This decision was made by Legends management in order to pay our wonderful community the respect it deserves. The decision to cancel the game was not made due to any safety concern for our fans, players, coaches, and staff, as our stadium remains safe, enjoyable, and a fun atmosphere for all families and fans to enjoy. In addition, we look forward to working with community leadership to ensure our city remains safe and suitable for our families and businesses." So, somebody's going to jump in the comments and say, the Legends at their stadium, at Wild Health Stadium, they just need better security. They need more metal detectors. They need more security guards. They need all of this stuff. Why do we have to live in a military compound? Why does every place Americans have to congregate and be? You have to go through several levels of checking, bomb threats and stuff like that, metal detectors, pat downs, all these sorts of things. I'm making this video in Mauritius, in Africa right now, a small island nation in Africa. I'm an African American, but I am traveling across the world right now. I don't see this level of scrutiny and security at other places in other countries. Why? Why? Because the citizens do not have guns. They do not have guns. They do not have easy access to weapons. But in America, the freest, greatest nation of all time, at baseball stadiums, we need metal security. We need detectors and all this stuff. Why? Because the Second Amendment is God. Because the founding fathers, the slave owning, racist, rich, land owning founding fathers wrote in the Constitution or the Bill of Rights that a well regulated militia is needed. Americans are so stupid, and they interpret that, or they have been misled to interpret that as meaning everybody deserves to have a gun. Stupid Americans. If you believe the Second Amendment means you have the right to have a gun, I want you to go to the gun manufacturers' lobby and suck all of their cocks. Put all of their cocks in your mouth and suck it, because you have literally been misled by the propaganda and the lobbying that they have been doing for decades. Decades, because the Second Amendment has not always been interpreted as every American having the right to own a gun. I'll continue though. Another problem with mass shootings in the United States is that too many times the articles are short. Nobody seems to care about them. They're thrown away. They're on the back pages of the websites or on the internet, and nobody seems to bring this up unless it's a real tragedy, like 20 kids shot in Uvalde, or 10 people shot in a supermarket, or a kid in Chicago shooting down at a 4th of July parade. All of things which have happened this year in America, and nobody's actually talking about actual gun control. So, 9 people, including 7 women, injured in 3 separate shootings in Lexington early Saturday. This was published August 27, 2022. I brought up the articles and why it's sad that so many of these things don't get covered, because too many times there are only a few articles that I can find on the internet related to these mass shootings. And by the way, this is mass shooting 500. This is the 513th mass shooting in the United States in 2022 alone. In 2022 alone, there have been 513 mass shootings, more than 2 per day. And a mass shooting is when 4 or more people are shot. Three shootings in Lexington early Saturday left 9 people injured, including 7 who were hurt when shots were fired at Wild Health Field. None of the injuries was thought to be life-threatening, police said. Bullshit, they're all life-changing. Lexington police said the first shooting was at the baseball stadium, where a private event was being held at 1:48 a.m. Why do you need a private event at 1:48? Well, it's Saturday, maybe they have to party. Okay. But I party all the time in different countries and different places around the world at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. I'm outside, no threat of violence. But in the United States, of course, there's a threat of violence at 1:48 a.m. after a party, presumably where drinks are sold. I don't know. I don't know if drinks were sold, but I do know that the United States is violent and that there have been too many mass shootings this year. When officers arrived, they found 2 female victims with gunshot wounds. While they were investigating, police said 5 more victims, 3 of whom were women, showed up at local hospitals with gunshot wounds. Even our women aren't safe. Now, I'm not trying to be sexist or trying to be misogynistic or chauvinistic when I say that even our women aren't safe, as if women are delicate objects and they're not, sentient beings and creatures, and not creatures, but you get what I mean. I'm not trying to be sexist when I say this, but in many other countries and cultures, women are sacred. You don't touch women and kids. But in America, women get shot all the time. I covered a mass shooting that happened where a woman shot up her family and then killed herself. So many times in America, we see women being the victims of mass shootings and also being rarely being the perpetrators. And by women, I include everybody, including the children, the small little girls, children who were killed in Uvalde, and whose blood doesn't seem to matter. Because as Americans go on and on and on about debating about whether mass shootings are about mental health, those children died in vain. These women got shot in vain. And so many other people in America will continue to be hurt or killed or die in vain unless Americans change the gun culture and change their mind about how guns permeate our society. I'll continue reading. Police Lieutenant David Burnett referred questions to the ballpark about what kind of event was being held when the shooting occurred. Lexington Legends and Wild Health Genome CEO Andy Shea declined to say what the event was. We are cooperating with the Lexington police to assist their investigation into this shooting, hoping to bring accountability to whomever is responsible, Shea said in a statement. We have been asked not to discuss the specifics of the situation due to the ongoing criminal investigation. However, I can can say the stadium regularly hosts events including charity events, little league team events, birthday parties, office get-togethers, and other community gatherings outside of baseball. At all events, including those mentioned, trained and professional security are always present, ensuring all applicable codes, regulations, and standards are followed. The way he worded his response is very iffy. It sounds like maybe the CEO was implicated or they were involved in this event directly, because he says he can't mention what type of event was happening. I don't see the problem with saying it was a birthday party or an office get together. I don't know. I don't know why they're being so obscure and obtuse in this statement. But I will say it's still sad that we can't have office get togethers, birthday parties, community events at baseball stadiums. What's supposed to be one of the safest places in America, right? A big baseball stadium with all types of security and metal detectors and all this sorts of stuff. It's not even safe in the United States. Isn't that a shame? It's a shame. Less than an hour after the shooting at the stadium was reported, police were called to another shooting. At 2:28 a.m., Lexington police found a woman with a gunshot wound when they were called to the 400 block of Oak Street. That woman was also taken to a hospital. Another woman was found suffering from a gunshot wound when police responded to a call about shots fired on the 1100 block of Briarwood Circle at 6:12 a.m. God damn. Saturday. This all happened on Saturday. She was transported to a hospital. This is insane. And how do people not see that we are wasting so many tax dollars? The police have to run all around the city, work overtime hours, staying up all night, monitoring which woman in which neighborhood is going to get shot next. A mass shooting at a baseball stadium and women getting shot all over the city in Lexington, Kentucky. Is this El Salvador? Is this Guatemala? Is this Honduras? Is this Colombia? What type of nation is the United States? I thought this was a first world nation. Apparently not. As of 2 p.m. Saturday, police did not have any suspects in custody in connection to the shootings. Burnett said police asked anyone with information about the shooting to call them at this number. Dave Cooper, who lives near Wild Health Field, said he's concerned about the violence and late night activities at the stadium. What's the security? Why are people still on the property? He asked. I don't feel safe. How do you feel safe in Kentucky? A red state, a very, very red state with probably very liberal gun laws. How do you feel safe living in Kentucky, where mass shootings have been happening on a regular in Kentucky just this year alone? How do you feel safe? And it's just the stadium and the people having parties? Get the fuck out of here. He said he'd like management and event hosts to be held accountable. There's apartment buildings right next to the baseball stadium, he said. They have to realize that this is a neighborhood. The Legends announced later Saturday that they had decided to cancel the doubleheader scheduled for Saturday in an effort to pay respects to the victims of the shooting in Lexington last night. And that's one of the few articles written about this story. Keep in mind, I don't cover all shootings in America, just mass shootings when 4 or more people are shot. And as we can see right here, on the day prior, August 26th, shots were fired outside Fayette Mall during rush hour Friday afternoon. Isn't this a shame? Every headline in the United States has some level of violence, and Americans don't feel like this is something we can actually deal with. And another bad thing about mass shootings, when I cover these mass shootings, all the images are just stock images. Police surrounded by yellow tape. This is a stock image. Like, where did they buy this from? Getty? Like, come on, man. Show the bodies. Show the people getting shot. Show all the scenes. Don't sanitize this. Too many mass shootings are sanitized, which is why many Americans don't consider this a real problem. But 513 mass shootings in 1 year, that is a problem. If this happened in any other country, the UN would send peacekeepers. The United States would send drones. We would topple their government. We would say you are living under a corrupt, tyrannical regime that allows unruly anarchy to reign. We would send in our troops and we would say we have come as liberators. If mass shootings happened at the frequency in any other country, the United States will definitely put their foot down, and Uncle Sam will put his big old dick in the hole of any country. Hopefully looking for oil as well. I'm just ranting right now, but I hope all these people fully recover from their injuries. Americans need to abolish the Second Amendment. It does not matter the race of the perpetrators or the victims or the area where it happened. Poverty, your ethnicity, your race does not determine whether you should live a good and healthy life. Every American deserves to have a safe and comfortable life in the United States without the threat of gun violence. Abolish the Second Amendment. My name is Simon Hill, and thank you for watching. Peace.